hard for them.
Right, right.
So I have been very, dedicated to serve this goal.
Harinam, Harinam thing.
It's very much service that they do for public. I love this service. It's
Can
very
you
good
guide us
service.
maybe after this class or later? I mean, how do you do? I mean, just
Yeah,
take.
I have a lot of pictures and video and recording. I talk to devotee. So after this class,
Yeah.
I'll start calling devotees and asking them
Mm.
that they should come. Our local, congregation devotee, not many of them are coming, but I have few uh, devotee from outside also, and I try
Yeah.
to request them, some senior devotee Prabhupada disciples, and they come. Very good. Harinam is very important service. This is things are happening mostly in the building, inside the building, which are
Mm.
good. It's for our benefit. But what we are doing for uh,
Yeah. For the rest of the
normal,
world.
regular, yeah, rest of the world for mankind.
Yeah.
So we should, you should go for Harinam, and then have to be big team. Whoever can come, just get together on the street, chant the name of Krishna.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
will hear, they all will get benefited.
Yes. Yes. I really
So Harinam is very important.
I mean, I mean, just briefly, if you get, means just few devotees go out on the streets and do kirtan like that, Prabhu.
Yeah, yes. So
Okay.
depending on how many people come, like we have few devotees, and then we do book distribution,
Book
like
distribution.
giving the handout
Yes.
for our Sunday program and other programs that we have,
Sure. Sure.
and then inviting them to come to Sunday feast. Many have come.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I would
giving
like
them some
to
a
know.
small flyer or a small books, like that. Krishna is the source of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the book. We have
How do you
everything
balance,
in it.
Prabhu? You have to do so much studies and then you're the
Yeah,
Harina.
Prabhu,
How do you
yeah.
do that? I mean, there's so much pressure
Yeah,
in
so
terms.
Saturday is fully packed.
Yeah.
I came for Mangala Aarti. I gave the Bhagavatam class. I'm
Yeah.
doing this class. After that, I'll go into the basement. We'll do some cleaning service. Then I'll go home. I have to do mowing service. Then go for Harinam. So it is nice. You have to do that. The more you do, Krishna will help us to do more. So I like, Harinam has been my heart and soul, Prabhu.
That's nice. We'll come
And
to St. Louis and get some training, Prabhuji.
yeah, you should come and join our Harinam, Prabhu.
Mm.
It will make you bold,
Huh.
for Prabhupada.
Mm.
Mm. And also, local people,
Mm.
they need to hear holy name.
Yeah, nice.
They get benefited. It's mostly, Jan Kalyan, public, for welfare of people. We have to do this. Prabhupada said, Mahaprabhu said, in fact, Jada dekho,
Ka
tare
Tarako
kaho,
Krishna Ubadish.
Krishna. Yes. Janma sarthak kari kara,
Upkar.
para
Yes, yeah.
upakar.
Yeah, when music is playing, and we noticed in the Mayday parade also, people simply,
Oh, Allah, yeah.
they will
American,
play or
two
dance.
things,
Yeah,
two things you cannot go wrong with American:
yeah.
music and food.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Mm. Thank you.
That's
ॐ
very
अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय
yeah. It's
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मुखं करोति वाचालां पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातदं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंद हरि बोल। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय Punnameva Vasishyate. Jai Jai Shri Shri Ishopanishad ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for coming and joining this discussion. It helps me a lot, I can tell you. It gives me opportunity to purify, talk something about Krishna. So really appreciate your participation. Also, I'm sure that Prabhupada is hearing us, our Guru Parampara is hearing us, Krishna Balram is hearing, all the deities, presiding deities wherever we are, they are hearing. So this is very Krishna conscious moment. We are discussing about Sri Ishopanishad, and last week we gave the definition. Isho Upanishad. Isho means Iswara, Upa means coming closer, and Nishida means sitting. So come close to Supreme Lord. That exactly it means. Isho Upanishad. Come and be seated. Get seated close to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So who doesn't want to be sitting close to Supreme Lord? Santa Mataji don't want to be close to Supreme Lord. I'm sure he would do anything to go close to Lord. Right, Mataji? So that's why we are going to practice through this course. That how we can come close to Krishna. So Ishopanishad has introduction, and then there is invocation prayer. And then after that, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, like that, 18 verses will come. So we are going through introduction, and we discussed what are Upanishad, what are the principal Upanishads, and what are the different system of knowledge, Aroha Pantha, Avroha Pantha, ascending order and descending order. This one I'm sure all of you know. If not, then please remember. Aroha Pantha and Avroha Pantha, ascending order and descending order. Okay. So what is ascending order? Ascending order is the process where we try to ascend. Like modern education system is ascending order. You go to class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, like that. Ultimately, you do the PhD, then you become master of a particular field, right? So this is a perfect example of ascending order. But there is a process that's called descending process. And descending process is basically knowledge, truth is coming down to you. So spiritual knowledge that we receive, that comes through the descending process. Like Krishna spoke to Lord Brahma, Brahma spoke to Narad, Narad spoke to Manus, and Manu spoke to other personality like that. Sakalena Mahatayoga Nasta Purantapa. This knowledge is coming in due course of time. It's coming from higher authority to lower authority, like that. And then Prabhupada gave to his disciple, and his disciples are giving to us, and we will give it to somebody else. Okay, so this is the descending process. So knowledge come to us in two way: ascending process and descending process. Ascending process is uh, not a process that is recommended to approach Supreme Lord. Example is given that through philosophical speculation or through Jnana Yoga, accepting truth that makes sense to us and rejecting that doesn't make sense to us. It's called neti neti. Accept, reject, accept, reject, accept, reject. By that process, we are ascending, we are going up towards the Lord by accepting and rejecting something. So that process is very difficult. An example is given that every man has to find out whether man is mortal or not. Okay, so we all know that death is granted, all of us have to die. So how many of you are now trying to understand that am I gonna die or not? How many of you have doubts? Sorry, this is a bad question. Well, but how many has doubt that you're not gonna? We all take it granted, right? We don't have to waste our time and energy, right? Hani hani bhutani. Gachanti amalayam. Sasasthavare ikshati. This is a question that was asked by Yaksha to Rishri Maharaj. So we are seeing left and right, people are going, and we have to also go. So we are not wasting time to figure it out that really this is me who is going to survive through, or I have to also die. We are taking this information as it is, right? So descending process gives the knowledge in knowledge comes in abundance. Okay, all the knowledge just comes down to us, and it comes in abundance. But does that mean that one will accept as it is? No, not necessarily. Although knowledge is coming to us, but we may decide to not accept it. That's true. That's true that we may not decide, we may decide to not accept that knowledge, but knowledge comes to us. Descending process is bona fide process. Descending process, we hear more. Like for example, we are hearing about Golok Vrindavan, right? None of us have been Golok Vrindavan. At least I don't remember being there. I might have been there. I don't know. We all that details that's given to us, we are accepting those details. Why? Guru Sastra Sadhu. They are telling us. Okay. So these are the beauty of descending process. Descending process will give you very, very high knowledge. Number one, the knowledge comes in abundance. Number two, it will give you knowledge about something that with your intelligence you cannot reach, but still we talk about it. We're talking about Krishna's incarnations. We're talking about Krishna's pastime that none of us have seen. We're talking about Krishna's abode. All of that we are talking. This is all example of a descending knowledge. It has descended through Acharya, and it gives tons of information. Although we believe or not believing, over the time we develop the faith, that's for sure, but knowledge is out there. So a spiritual process is descending process. Anything anybody has before we move to the next set of information? Is it clear? Ascending versus descending knowledge?
Yes, so what
Yeah.
you're saying is ascending is the neti process, or our scientific
Yes.
process. Through the senses we derive it, and then philosophical speculation and all those stuff. um, but descending is whatever the authorities are saying, and we
Yeah.
accept it.
Yes.
Mhm.
God. So which one you like? Which one gives more information? Our speculation or what we hear from the devotee?
Devotee. What we hear
Huh?
from devotee.
Yeah.
And that another reason
Well,
also, Prabhuji, like it is a Sabda Praman, right? It is a Sabda Praman, it is said.
oh, you are more. Yeah. So we are
And
going to get into that one. Yes.
as well as it is, as you mentioned, as we discussed last week. So this is the knowledge is Apaurusheya. So there is not written by the human being, directly is coming from the God. So that is another
Right.
also Bhagavatam says, right? So yeah.
So are you seeing the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Aroha and Aroha, please make a note of that. These two terms we need to know very clearly. So spiritual knowledge coming to us is coming through descending process. Now, how we perceive the knowledge. So knowledge is coming through ascending process or descending process. But how the knowledge is being perceived. We are perceiving knowledge. All of us are receiving knowledge, right? So the very first way that mostly people think is the most efficient way of learning is pratyaksh praman, we say, direct evidence, right? It's raining. Yeah, it's raining. You can say, I'm seeing it, Prabhu. It's raining, right? So whatever we see, we perceive that. Prabhu, I see you. You look very, rude. So I consider you as a rude devotee. Mataji, I look at you. You look very humble. I consider you as a humble devotee. So there are some evidence that is evident to you, and based upon that you concludes. Shastra says that direct praman is not the ultimate praman. Why? Because it has fault. Okay. And what is the fault? The fault is that you take one coin and put in front of sun, and you can see, or you can cover the sun with your coin. Take a coin, put in front of your eyes, and you can cover. You can say that sun is covered now, and that I cover the sun with this coin, a small coin. Is that true? Did you cover the sun with the coin, or your vision is covered? What is true?
Vision is covered.
Vision.
Your
Yeah.
vision is covered, right? Right. We are not covering the sun, but you cover your eyes, and it appears that so sense, anything that is perceived through senses, it is perceived with the defect that the senses have. So if something is coming out of a machine, if machine is building any equipment or anything, that part comes with the deficiency that machine has. Okay. So what are the four deficiency of our senses? Can somebody tell me?
Uh, One is illusion.
Illusion,
Yeah, and then we have a cheating propensity. And
cheating
then,
propensity,
yeah, and then we make a mistake.
make
And of course, our
mistakes.
sense is always imperfect. We have
Yeah. So these are the four. These are the four imperfection with the senses. These are the four defects with the senses. It's imperfect. It's not perfect. Okay. We get eluded. We make mistakes, and we have cheating propensity. So direct perception definitely help us perceive some part of information, but it's not ultimate. Why? Because it has these four defects. Okay. So, but we do receive knowledge through pratyaksha. The second means of receiving the knowledge is anuman. That's called hypothetical learning, based on logical and analysis and reasoning. You get up in the morning, you go outside, open the door, and you see that the land is wet, grass is wet. You say, oh, all around you look and you see that everything is wet, wet, wet. Oh, last night it rained. You were sleeping. You really did not see the rain, but you can, based upon the evidence that is out there, you can make that conclusion that there was rain. Or sometimes if you talk to people and they'll tell you that, oh, if you go there, it will look like this, it will look like this, it will look like that, it will look like, oh, then you say, oh, so it's like that. It's like, it's like, a round shape. Or, oh, the way you explain sounds like it's going to be like this, right? So sometimes we speculate, but we get closer to 1 minute. There is somebody else coming here. I have to just 1 minute, Prabhu. Just 1 minute. I'm in the temple. The door is open. You can come. Yeah, Prabhu. Show him. If you go inside in the basement, there is a storage room, and then there is a walking cooler. Yeah, you can put your shoes in the basement. Only in the, or you can take it off and then look at those shoes. There is a walking cooler. If you go basement, and then there is a storage room. There are few people there. They can talk to you and they can tell you. And if you like coming up, you can get. Thank you. We have a vendor who came just to help us with some service that we are doing here in our temple. So Anuman is hypothetical way of receiving the knowledge, and it's very theoretical, but it also gives you some understanding. Although it's theory, but it gives you some, like every reaction has equal and opposite reaction. Before you feel the reaction, you hit the wall and you see, oh, I got hard. The reaction is there. And then the last one is Shabd Praman. And Shabd Praman is we hear, we receive the knowledge by hearing from a source, authoritative source. We receive the knowledge from authorized source. An example is given that Sukadeva Goswami is talking to Parikshit Maharaj, or Suta Goswami is talking to sages of Naimisharanya, or Lord Brahma is talking to Narad and giving him the process of creation. He said that, I have heard about it. I have heard about it. So the Shabd Pramana is considered the most reliable source of receiving the information. So Upanishads that we are reading right now, it is coming to us as Shabd Pramana. Okay, this is presented to us. We are learning, we are hearing about Upanishad. It's Shabd Praman. Shabd Praman can help us understand, and this is a very important point that I'm going to make. Please remember that. Shabd Praman, through hearing, we can make an attempt to understand something which is very, very subtle, which cannot be perceived by our gross senses. Okay, but we start understanding and start making sense out of it due to hearing process. So hearing, Sravanam Kirtanam, hearing is considered very powerful, potent, authorized process, because through hearing, one can go beyond their current limitations and talk about something that is very difficult to perceive by senses, by Anuman or Praman for sure, but by Anuman also. So by Anuman and Praman, one cannot understand the science of God consciousness. Now, so we have a lot of hearing that we do about Golok Vrindavan. Oh, Krishna resides there. All the Gopa and Gopis are serving him. Cows are Shurbi. Trees are a desired tree. Everybody is engaged. So close your eyes and try to, at least you have some conception. If I close my eyes, I can see, that the Golok Vrindavan Krishna is there. There is no sun, there is no moon. The light is coming because of the body of Lord is effulgent. So from his body. So all of these, knowledge that is coming to us, it's coming to us through Sabda Pramana. Because Lord himself spoke it to Brahma. Brahma spoke it to Narad like that. It has keep on coming. So hearing is the most reliable, most potent form of information sharing because it connects us beyond our perception. And then sometimes we say, Prabhu, I remember when I was coming to Krishna consciousness, the person who was training me, every time I go and talk to him, he will say, okay, Ram, can you tell me what is your realization? I said, what realization, Prabhu? I don't know if I understand what is realization. He said, as you are chanting the name of Krishna, what you are feeling. And then I'll tell him something. Prabhu, I feel that this is very nice. I like chanting, and he'll be very happy to hear that. He would say that yes, yes, this is definitely something that's very good to hear. That chanting is making you feel good, you know. So realizations like that. What you are realizing, what is coming in your heart, you know. Now, if somebody will ask me, uh, how is your realization about the bhakti process? I would say I feel very protected. If you ask me, I'll say that I feel that Krishna is guiding me, helping me, giving me full protection, and he wants me to keep on going. Right? There are certain things that through Sabda Pramana, through hearing, through association of a devotee, we receive. And that can't be received through Pratyaksha Hanuman. Okay? So what we are going to hear here about Ishopanishad is Shabda Pramana, which is also called Shruti Yasmriti Puranadi Pancharatri Vidhirvihi. So Shruti and Asmriti. Shruti that has been coming to us through hearing. Prabhupada said hearing, 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 hearing. Hearing will make us free from all types of contamination. Okay? So this is Sabda Praman. So Aroha, descending process. In descending process, the knowledge is mostly received through Sabda Praman, through hearing. That's why you say that Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kohai. Why? Because you go close to a realized person, and that person has a realization about Krishna consciousness or Krishna. And since he has realized it, Tadvidir Panipatena, Praniprasnena Sunya, Ubdachanti Ganam, Ganis Tatodarsina. He has seen the Tattva, so he will impart that knowledge to you. Right? Some of this transformation that we are talking about, that limp that happened, that transformation that happens in consciousness, it's very quick, it's very rapid. It makes it takes us one from a very lower stage to very, very high stage very quickly. Okay, by the mercy, by the association. That type of transformation is not possible through ascending process. Ascending process is a very gradual process, but the Shabda Praman and Aroha process is a very quick process. It's very simple for simple person. All you have to do to be Krishna conscious is accept Krishna. Wow, I accept my dear Lord, my Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are Krishna, right over there. So these are some of the benefits of descending process and benefits of hearing. Okay, so is it good enough? Before we move to the next slide.
So, Prabhuji, Pratyaksha and Anumana will fall into Aroga ascending process, or?
Yeah, Pratyaksha also will No, it's not like that. Some of the pratyaksha, like for example, when we are saying about, when we are talking about realization, like for example, you know, uh, when you eat non-offered prasadam versus offered food, right? I'm sure many of you would agree, and I will tell you for sure. I find, sir, here, 1 minute. Yeah, did you look at it? Just one.
Yeah, looked at it.
So
So it's the main area.
yeah, there is one walking cooler, and then there was another room next to
Yeah, I
it.
got all three of those.
Okay, all three of those
Yeah.
rooms. So then you can come up with some estimate and send it to the person who is talking to you,
Yes.
and then we can find the date and get the work done. So you do only what do you do exactly?
All sorts of coatings, but like
Code,
epoxies,
epoxy, and
Yeah. The
you
thing
don't
is
do
that
tiles.
What?
You don't do tiles. You just
We
do.
don't.
Okay, good.
So the one thing with the cooking that goes on that, there's a lot of oils that get on the ground.
Uh-huh.
You have to use a specific kind of coating.
Yeah.
The oil is impossible to get out of concrete. It is pretty common. So, um,
So are you going to give us a written quote, or you will just send him the message saying that?
I'll give him like a.
Okay, so here is what I would like to do. Please, on your quote, have 2 projects. Project number 1 should be both walk-in cooler and that refrigerator, a storage room, that area that you see, because those for sure we have to do it ASAP. And depending on the budget and everything else, if we have money, we'll go to the open area, main area, right? So that's how you should split it.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. So Mataji, so prasadam, directly you perceive, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can literally, I can tell you that many of us here can tell you are eating prasadam or not prasadam.
Yes.
Very much, I can tell you, I can, give a, bet on that many of you can tell. I can right away tell that is prasadam or not prasadam. Even if it's spicy, but still if it's offered to Krishna, I don't know what happened. Taste is completely different.
Mm.
You agree?
Yeah.
Agree with that or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. I
Yeah.
also feel that many times.
Oh yeah. I right away, that's why, my tongue is so much hankering for that taste. But anything outside doesn't, really
Mm.
doesn't appeal tasty. I don't know. This is just so this is direct perception, So direct perception is like that also. And Anuman also applies, like when we are hearing, then we are basically theoretically trying to conceive. We have not seen the Krishna, but we're trying to basically, based upon the description, we say, oh, Lord Krishna will be like that. He'll be talking to, his associates like that. Some of those things we also do Anuman. So this is Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda. This is in both, uh, area.
Aroga.
Yeah, so Sabda Pramana also uses Aroha, like professor teaching the students.
Mm.
Okay, they are talking about some particular mechanism, some particular concept of physics or chemistry or math. A student does not know, but a student is hearing from professor who is expert in that field. He can say that atom is like that, proton is like that, electron is like that, and how they are working together. So this is all coming through the hearing. So Sabd Praman is also in Aroha and also in Aroha. So these 3 means of receiving knowledge is in both category. Okay.
Yes.
Before they do so lab work that they use, it's Pratyaksh Praman. They say that hydrogen and water come together, it makes water. Or any acid, if it comes in contact of metal, it makes hydrogen gas. They will say that. Okay. So now that's something you hear. Then they go practically show it. That will take the metal, put the acid on top of it. You'll see that it will form a gas. That gas is hydrogen gas. Those are the things are in the practical way and theoretical way in both Aroha and Aroha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Again, I have follow-up question on the same.
Yes.
So Prabhuji, to me, looks like knowledge is something to know about the Lord.
Mhm.
And
To know about anything is knowledge.
e- yes, to know about anything is knowledge for sure.
Yeah.
But when we talk about this spiritual world, we the knowledge is about to know
Krishna
Krishna.
or the Lord's
Correct.
paraphernalia, right? Roop
Uh,
Gun Lila, name,
right.
form, quality, and pastime. Right.
Right. And and that knowledge originally was in the form of sound.
Krishna spoke everything, right?
Right. And that sound is again Shruti, based on the Shruti, and that is the
That's
source all the time. That is irrelevant.
right.
So
So that Shruti, that knowledge is captured, then it becomes a Smriti. And if it's not captured, then it's Shruti. But yes,
right.
that's
So
good.
that is where I'm. So other like Pratyaksha, Anuman, and all those things looks to be okay, but not the perfect knowledge. It could be subcontinent,
Yeah.
some kind of kind of
Yeah, it's not perfect.
right.
It's means of receiving the knowledge, but you can say here it says that not so reliable due to imperfect senses. So
It could be
perfect
bioproduct kind of thing,
pramana is through the senses.
a kind of bioproduct, but not the actual.
Yeah, yeah, like an example was given that if eye is covered, like somebody you are in a room that has thousands watt light, but all somebody has to do is that put something on your eyes or close your eyes, you are in darkness, right?
Yeah.
But there is light outside, but I close my eyes now. I see darkness. I
Mm.
don't see light. So my senses. But even if I close my eyes, do you think that my understanding of Krishna, realization of my Krishna that I have in my heart, has vanquished because I closed my eyes? Tell yes or no. So now I am, realizing I'm experiencing a form of Lord in my heart. Okay, I open my eyes. I have a form of Lord in my heart. I close my eyes. Does it get impacted by closing and opening of my eyes? No.
No.
No, no.
Yeah.
So, senses have some imperfection.
Maybe Bilmanga Thakur is the best example, Prabhuji, here in this context.
Yeah. To see Lord, he poke his eyes. Do you know that, devotees? He said that, my eyes are distracting. It's distracting me. If I see the object of the material world, it catches my attention. So to see Lord, oh, I know once I was giving class and I said that one person became, they started asking a lot of follow-up questions. You're not taking care of your health, you should take care of your health and this and that they were saying. I said, what we are talking is very esoteric. We are going beyond, Karagunne Bisaya, Bhegannesar Gunne Bhavarjuna. So let's don't talk too much about it. But the thing is that that to see something that is very esoteric, you see only when you close your eyes. But most of the gross thing you see when you open your eyes. So yes, Prabhu. Yes. Okay, good. So I think you all are understanding this concept. Is it clear? Can I move to the next one? So in the introduction, Prabhupada's further right here, and that's what Prabhupada writes. To know something beyond the experience of one's senses and experimental research, one must accept the Vedic wisdom. So if you want to go beyond your personal experience, then you must accept Veda. And Vedic teaching should be imparted by Guru, the spiritual master. That's what Krishna recommends. Hearing from somebody who has understood, who has realized, that's the process. So descending order, that's why I have this picture here. That if you want to know about God, then you hear. The students are hearing from their guru. Okay, so this is the process given if you want to understand Supreme Lord. ISOPANISAD. Now we are going to be sitting down close to Supreme Lord. How we go close to Supreme Lord? By getting close to spiritual master, taking initiation, right? Sadhujanand Prabhu Ji, Vimla Devi Dasi Mata Ji. So this is all Brinda Sundari Mata Ji. So these are all initiated name. These are the divine name. So we have taken the shelter of a spiritual master to understand the teaching of Veda. Okay. So up to this part, discussion is complete. Now we are switching the topic. Okay. So whatever you have studied so far, keep that as a learning for you. Now there are three sources by which we receive knowledge. So not this, receive of knowledge. This is how you receive the knowledge. But these are the three sources from where knowledge comes. Okay. Or no, light is coming. Okay. Light can come from sun or light can come from moon. Right? Oh, in the night we say moonlight. Okay. Light is coming. Knowledge is coming. In the daytime, oh, it's coming from sun. Right? So knowledge part, we talked about it. Now we are talking about the source, the pramana. What are the authentic sources of knowledge? Okay. Shruti pramana or Shruti prasthana. So this is called Traya prasthana. Okay. Three sources of spiritual knowledge. Traya prasthana. This is very important. Even if you become very, very advanced, these things will stick with you, will stay with you. So please understand this very carefully. There are three sources of knowledge called Traya prasthana. What is that? Shruti. Shruti are those scriptures who do not have author but are being learned by hearing, such as Aranyak and Upanishad. Some part is captured, but majority of the Aranyak and Upanishads, or even Vedas, Rig, Atharva, Ajur, Sham, Veda, these four Veda, Rig, Ajur, Sham, Atharva, these Vedas are not composed by Vyasdev, but compiled by Vyasdev. Vyasdev did not write, but he composed. These Vedas are the words of Lord himself, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna's word. And they are in the atmosphere all the time. If you have that frequency, you can tune into that frequency and capture it. So Vyasdev tuned like radio, FM, this, that, tune your radio to that frequency. And when those two frequency matches, then you hear whatever is happening, somewhere far distant from you. Like that. This Vedic teaching, the Shruti, source of knowledge, are always existing. That's the words of Supreme Lord. And when Vyasdev or other acharyas have given in a written format, they have just, whatever they have heard, they have written it. Okay. So sometimes it's very difficult also. Prabhu Samhita sometimes it's very difficult to understand because these words are words of Supreme Lord. Okay. They are chanted by Brahmansa and demigods. And then there is a Smriti Prasthan. A Smriti Prasthans are source of knowledge such as Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, written by Valmiki ji. Valmiki ji wrote. So the verses that you see, those the story is there, but the way it was expressed, the feeling that is in the story, that is given by Valmiki Muni. when we study Bhagavatam, Vedanta, the essence of the Vedantic teaching, the verses that you see, the way it is been compiled, the emotion that is put into. They say that the Lord taught 4 verses to Brahma, and to explain those 4 verses, they asked the law 18,000 verses. And to explain those 18,000 verses, Srila Prabhupada write page and page and pages of the purport. Okay, so that's how your Asmriti Prasthan is. It's explained, it's expanded by realization of a devotee. Okay, and it's captured. The verses are authored, the purport are authored. Prabhupada, wrote to help us understand. So this is Asmriti Prasthan. And then there are Nyaya Prasthan, that is a third type of Prasthan that is presented as axioms. Okay, and axioms are concise, consolidated form of knowledge. Okay, that is explained in Shruti Prasthan, and that can be also explained through Asmriti Prasthan, such as Atto Brahm Jigyasa, Vedanta Sutras, or some other small aphorism or sutras. Okay, that is consolidated. Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya. Those are the things, that need to be expanded. Okay, so if you have a strength, if you have the capability, you can go and read those axioms. If you have studied mathematics, in the mathematics there are pramaya, and then there are axioms. Okay, pramaya are proven using the axioms. So axioms are self-existing sutras. Okay, and you use that sutra to prove pramaya. Okay, so it's like that. So when you are using those axioms to do the pramaya in the math, it comes, then the pramaya could be a Smriti Prasthan. Okay, but the axioms are universal truth. Oh, now you have Hemant form. Let us inquire for it. So to explain that, there will be many examples given. Examples Ajamil will be given. That Ajamil, was saved. He was devotee, then he became non-devotee, and then he was protected. So the teaching there is that oh, you're a human being, use your life for best purpose. Okay, so Nyaya Prasthan, Asmriti Prasthan, and Shruti Prasthan, these are the authorized sources of knowledge. Okay, so and then the last slide that I showed you last Saturday is talking about it. There are so many scriptures, but some of them are Shruti Prasthan, some of them are Smriti Prasthan, some of them are Nyaya Prasthan. These are the authorized sources of knowledge, but these knowledge are ultimately coming from Lord Himself. If the knowledge is existing as it is, not captured, then it's Shruti. If it's captured, then it's Asmriti Prasthan. If the knowledge has been consolidated and presented in a very concise way, it's Nyaya Prasthan. So Nyaya, Asmriti, and Shruti, these are the 3 Prasthan. And the purpose of these 3 sources of knowledge is to know Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everything that exists has a purpose. Okay. In fact, anything that has been created that is existing has a purpose. And purpose now over the time, purpose might have been diluted, but purpose always is to know Supreme Lord. The human form that we have been given, wealth, education, communication skill, strength, longevity that we have been given, everything is given for only one purpose, to understand God. Some understand that, some utilizes this, some do not utilize it. Okay, so that's what our next set of discussion is going to be, that who are, what we call to those people who are not utilizing it, and what we call to people who are utilizing it. I would like to at least complete, this slide here before we get into discussion. Okay, so far you all are good. We are good so far.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So now there are a school of theology. Okay. So we understood this, that there are three ways we receive the knowledge: pratyaksha, anumana, and sabda. Knowledge comes either aroha or aroha. All of that understood. Three prominent sources of knowledge: Shruti, Praman, Smriti, Praman, and Nyaya Praman. We also call Prasthan, Traya Prasthana. Now, society still lives in diversity. Okay, and this slide can have multiple follow-up slides. The discussion that we are going to have can have multiple follow-up discussions. And if you understand this concept very clearly, then you'll understand that why Ramanujacharya came to this planet, why Madhvacharya came to this planet, why Shankaracharya came to this planet, why Prabhupada came to this planet, why Mahaprabhu came, all of that, and who they are, where exactly they fall, what was their purpose. Most of that clarity will come to you, and that clarity will give you some deeper understanding to understand who they are and develop respect for them. So overall, entire teaching has two segments: atheistic and theistic. So entire mankind, entire community can be divided into two theology, two school: atheistic school and theistic school. There are many people who say that, oh, I'm from atheistic school, right? Right? Have you heard? I've heard. There are people who are from atheistic school. They upfront deny the existence of God. Okay? Or if they accept, their acceptance are very illusory, very much based on sensual pleasure. Okay? So atheistic and theistic, two school of theology, atheistic and theistic. Some of the example of atheistic theology is Charvak darshan. That's also called Lokaitak or Lokayat, Lokaitak Wad, Lokaitwad, Lokaita, Lokaita. This is word that you would hear, Lokait. So Charvak gave a philosophy. And what was his philosophy? That Yavat Jivet Shukham Jivet Rinam Kritva Gritam Pivet Bhasmasi Bhutasya Dehasya Punar Agmanam Kutaha. So this is also people. Yes, there is a book on Vedanta Sutra, yes, Prabhuji. So we'll talk about that. Please bring the question when we get to that part, the second part. So, Yavat Jivet Sukham Jivet. There are people who believe there is only one life. There is no life. All you have to do is live happily. And Rinam Kritva Gritam Pivet. Even if you have to make debt, DEBT, even if you have to borrow, steal, Whatever you have to do, but live in a lavish way. What is their argument? Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragmanam kutaha. Once we leave this body, once this body is born to ashes, who knows what is the guarantee that will come back or even we exist? So that's called atheistic teaching. This is the philosophical demarcation. Now there are many so-called religious belief can fall into that category, but their underlying understanding is that enjoy senses. Okay, is it clear? Okay, clear. Their underlying understanding is that that we have to enjoy senses, and they do everything for sense enjoyment. Me and so when Prabhupada says me and mine, yes, there are people who are talking about me and mine, how you can enjoy your senses to the most. You know, the more older they become, you will see that the more fashionable they become. They like to do more fashion, more expensive clothes. Oh, I'm done with all of my responsibility. Now I have to enjoy my life. They would not think about reincarnation. They would not think that, the opportunity, that breath that I am taking is very precious. And once the number is counted and completed, this will be snatched away from me, and I would not get opportunity to do something higher for my elevation. So this is called Lokaitakvad, Charvak Darshan, and the prominent philosophy is sense enjoyment. The second one is Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatadeshatharini. Okay, again, I'm not quoting some of the atheistic schools which are too far, okay, which are too far. I'm sure as a devotee, you will understand that. People who are not devotee, people who are, thinking that, their future is them, they have no belief in Krishna, they have no belief in anything, they don't follow any rules and regulations, they turn and twist things to make their life happy. This is like not even falling into this category. Those are, Prabhupada said that Saptam and Ashtam type of, group, completely out. Okay. But what we are talking about is some polished atheistic people, polished. They look like they are doing something theistic, but in reality, according to acharyas, they are engaged in atheistic activity. So, Buddhism, Shunyavad. Oh, ultimately, the real peace is when you nullify your existence, when you ignore yourself, your emotion, you ignore it. That's what the teaching is. This emotion is outcome of your senses. You can see good thing, you feel good. You see bad thing, you feel bad. So good and bad that you are going through is nothing but your emotion. So don't connect yourself with emotion. Meditate on shunya. All the dukkha and sukha of this material world will be vanquished if you become shunya. Okay. So that is in the Buddhism. And then there is Jain teaching. And Jain teaching is Adrishtavad, or teaching that is based on possibility. Okay. It says Anek Natha, why you are worrying? Don't worry too much. If it's making sense to you, it's true. If it's not making sense to you, it's not true. Okay? If you can see sun and God, sun and moon coming every day, sun is giving you life, sun is giving you energy, sun is nourishing you, sun is God for you. Okay? Wind is nourishing you, taking care of you. Wind is God for you. Right? So whatever is making sense to you, whatever you can perceive, that is your God. That's what's called, Anek Nath. There are so many masters. That is also according to Acharya's theistic teaching. Sorry, theistic teaching. There are not so many Nath. Kela Iswara Krishna, Arasabha Bhare. Dear devotees, we are refining. Now we are ISOPANISAD students. So that's why I say that this is the last topic I like. Now we are basically sharpening your all the learning and giving you the final firmness to it. That's how you are going to be. We are not going to be wasting our time on sense gratification. We're not going to be wasting our time on shunyamad. We are not going to be wasting our time to anek nath sukh sampati ghar aave kast mite tanaka. Those things are okay, but now we are going beyond. Okay, so please take this teaching very nicely with due respect and try to understand the intent that is associated with it. Agyan darshan. You know what? Not knowing anything is bliss. Gyan sunilo hoye sarvasah nas. If we don't, like, an example is given that there is, what is that bird? When it sees that fox is chasing, what that bird does, it puts his or her mouth beneath the ground and thinks that since I'm not seeing the fear is gone. And it's very easy for fox now because they have grounded their eyesight beneath and no motion, nothing. Very easily fox comes and
Ostrich?
found and
Ostrich?
ostrich. Yeah, there's some creation that does like that. So you go and tell them, Prabhu, you should study Bhagavad Gita. I have heard people saying, Prabhu, I don't want to be like you. They say, I don't want to be like you. I have family to take care. Do you think that I'm not taking care of my family? Or you are not taking care of your family? Or all of you are not taking care of your family? No, Prabhu. If we hear, in India, I've heard, they say that, oh, if you associate with, this society, you'll become brahmachari. You will leave your parents' home, house. It's better to stay away. No, Prabhu, I don't want to read Bhagavad Gita. Why? If I read one verse, I'll change. I don't want to change. They're afraid of changing. They're afraid of their transformation. It's not made up. It's real. Real. Prabhu, can you have the Bhagavad Gita? I know everything. I know. Then why you are still, doing menial activity? Oh, that's how, Krishna wants me to do. Lots one. So they know everything. They know everything. If you reach out to them, they seems to be knowing everything. Okay. So that is saying that ignorance is bliss. I want to stay in darkness and I want to enjoy staying in darkness. Okay. The last one, these are some of the examples. There are more. Last one is called Ajivika Vad. Jivika, Ajivika. And in very ordinary way, we say materialistic or material minded people. Work is worship. If I don't work, I don't get food. Day, night, morning, evening, subah, sham, every time work. Prabhu, how you do? You live in America and you don't, I see that you are always doing this. Don't you work? No, we work too. But somehow the Krishna is guiding us, helping us. managing things. So this Ajivika Wad is the type of people who are too much, you know, doing things to make their life better. Artificial intelligence will make our life better. Smartphone will make our life better. TV will make our life better. iPad, if it's given to students, they can get good score. What's happening? That iPad is doing some other bad to them. So it's not really people are making advancement, but I mean we know. I mean, many of you who are 50 plus, you would know that your eyes, your retina, your dry eyes, all of that issue starts happening because too much screen time. Krishna says it is the Prabhupada said it is the principle. We say that philosophically, Rupa Goswami thought that yukt vairagya. Attachment is there, but try that adjustment. Find that place where there is utility for you. If there is no utility, don't overconsume. Overconsumerism leads to short life. Consumerism, if we consume over, it leads to troubles. It leads to problem in our life, disease in terms of anxiety, in terms of perplexity. Too much thinking about oneself is not good. That's why we were talking about go for Harinam, go for some other service, go to the temple, do some services, pot washing, mop washing, this and that. Little bit, get out of your anxiety zone where you are stressed and depressed. Go do something for mankind, but do as per the instructions given by Shastra, as the teaching given to us by Acharya. Okay, and then the next set of discussion is going to be theistic. So we'll talk about what are some of the theistic school, and then what we believe in. Okay, and then within our belief, what are different four sampradaya. All of that discussion will follow up in next class. But today, I would like to wrap it up here with atheistic, types of school. What are some of the examples? There are more examples than these, but we just put few here to give you the understanding that what is atheistic school, and then we'll talk about theistic school. With that, I see that Prabhu has posted a few questions. So you wanna read that, Prabhu? Ask that, or how you wanna do it? You should spend some time, having, everybody should be a little bit vocal. Try to talk, share. Don't keep yourself isolated. You should be now sharing something, uh, asking or sharing what you understood. These are very important because that way you are not being the person who just says what you have studied and recited. Let your mind also a little bit uh, conceptualize some of these teachings. So be open, talk. Questions are definitely welcome. But what realizations you have? What did you understand? What do you think that this is helpful for you? Those type of discussions are very important. Okay, questions always are there. This will not leave you. As the more you advance, the more and higher questions you get. That's sign of advancement also. But what are some of your realizations and experience going through this discussion? Please share that.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I've heard about Vedanta Sutra a lot, but I'm looking for a book on Vedanta Sutra like Bhagavad Gita. Is there something like that?
Yeah, yeah. This, there are 64,000, I believe. How many aphorisms are there? Vyasdev, Vyasdev wrote Vedanta Sutra, where he basically wrote the aphorism, Asto Brahm Jigyasa and Tamsoma Jyotirgamya, and what are those? I'm forgetting some of those. That says that, uh, there are, out of those, there are four called Mahavakya, that we are non-dependent Krishna, the Lord has manifested and taken the form Brahm Satya Jagat Mithya, right? Those are all Vedanta's teaching.
Mhm.
Aham Brahmasmi. That's Vedanta teaching. There are four. There are two more. I'll have to look for that. So, this Mahavakya, it's coming out of Vedanta, Vedantic teaching. So yes, Vedanta Sutra is there, and all of these sutras are presented, as we are talking about. But Srimad Bhagavatam is commentary on Vedanta Sutra. You have heard that, right?
Right. Right.
So in sixth chapter, sixth chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, after compiling Vedanta Sutra, Vyasdev started feeling despondency. That's, that, right? So Narad Muni came and he said, why you are so dissatisfied, although you have done so much compilation? He said, I don't know. I have compiled everything, but I don't feel very satisfied. He said, yes, because you haven't done enough glorification of the Supreme Lord. So you have to glorify the Lord. Okay? Then he brought Srimad Bhagavatam, which are natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. You know that, right? So Vedanta Sutra, those aphorisms, those verses were elaborated and expanded and taught to us through Srimad Bhagavatam.
So, Prabhuji, so Vedanta Sutra. So I'm trying to again. So we have Veda, we have Isopanishad, we have um, Purana, and Vedanta Sutra. So
Vedanta Sutra is basically also known as Brahma Sutra, and these are. Go ahead, Prabhu. Go ahead.
So I was trying to correlate all these foods. So Vedanta is in depth. I mean, Veda is in depth, continuous, knowledge, and I mean, trying to give one-liner kind of. If I try to get in, and then Isopanishad is kind of discrete, summarized knowledge about knowledge Krishna, and then we have Purana, which is again based on it is written not in compiled format, so a story was there, it was just put into writing form. That's the Puranas. And Vedanta Sutra, is it based on Shruti or Smriti? It's how?
No, so Vedanta Sutra is still considered a Smriti because it's written by but we'll talk in the theistic school. There are Dasan Shastra, there are Sankhya philosophy, there is Nyaya Darshan, there is Vaisesika, there is Yoga, there is Mamsa. You heard about that? Then there are Vedanta. So six darshan, there are six darshan, six theology or philosophical schools. Okay, so these six philosophical school. So in the broad way, the philosophy that we believe is called Vedanta. Okay, so the teaching that is presented in Vedas, both in Shruti and Smriti, those teachings were consolidated by Vyasadeva in the form of Vedanta Sutra. Okay, so Vedanta, although is compiled, is so not compiled, authored, but it has some content, some information that is coming out of Shruti. Okay. So Vedanta is one school of philosophy out of six other philosophy. So Nyaya, Sankhya, Vaisesika, right? So Vedanta school is on, the head of department of Vedanta school is Vyasadeva. And then under Vedanta, now you have Advaita, you have Dvaita, you have Vishist Advaita, you have Achinta Veda Ved Tattva, right? So these are the schools within the Vedanta, but all of these schools, either it's Advaita, Dvaita, Vishist Advaita, or Achinta Veda Ved Tattva, the root of these teachings are coming from Vedanta, which is Vyasdev is our premium, or Vyasdev is our Acharya. Okay, the most prominent Acharya of our belief, Pushti Marg and all of that is coming from Vedanta school. So Vyasdev is foremost Acharya. That's the word I was looking for. Vyasdev is foremost Acharya. But there is schools like Mimamsa. Jamni is the foremost, Acharya. Have you heard about Patanjali Yoga? Yeah. So Patanjali is a different school of philosophy, and Patanjali Rishi is the foremost Acharya for that yoga school. But we are not into yoga school. We are in the Vedanta school. So if somebody will ask you, why you are not doing Veda, why you are not doing meditation and yoga, we are not, we are following the Vedanta school, and our prominent head of department Acharya is Vyasdev. Okay. But if you go to Patanjali Rishi's school, then they will try to go to God or come to God through yogic process. Okay, Vaiseshika, it's a school of mostly soul, super soul. It's called a school of particularity. Each entity or individual. That's Vaiseshika. Kanda Muni is the foremost acharya for that. Nyaya Darshan, based on logic, that's a separate darshan, separate department, and Gautam Muni is head of department for that. So whatever teaching we are going to do, or we hear, such as Shankaracharya school of teaching also, and then teaching coming from Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Mahaprabhu, all of these teachings are coming out of Vedanta. So its source is Vedanta. Now, other different Acharya, they give the different interpretation of that. Okay. So whatever we do and we believe, it's all Vedanta, Prabhu.
You said it's Shruti, right? Vedanta Sutra is a Shruti.
Vedanta has both Shruti. It's literally it's a Smriti, because it's authored by Vyasdev, but it has some element that has come from Shruti too.
Sure.
Is making sense? Like some of the Shruti is as it is, and some of the Shruti is also expanded and given to us by our Acharya in a simplified format. So what you say, how to understand that? When you are eating a medicine, any medicine that you eat, the real active component might be only 5 to 10%. Most of that is a carrier or filler. You know that? Like any tablet that you eat. So for example, if you eat, any Advil tablet, it's not like that the Advil component is the entire tablet. No, there is some maltodextrin, there is some flour, some filler material that's holding it, that's carrying the substance. Like if you eat probiotic pills, they say that 100 billion, 50 billion microbe, there is this little bit liquid that is encapsulated by other filler and other materials that can make that organism alive, keep the organism alive. So like that. Okay, when we are talking about schools of theology, it has core teaching, it has some element that has come from other places too, right? And example is that Vedanta is compiled by Vyasdev, but he also added some other substitute to make it more palatable so that we can eat. Like if you want to, feed the medicine to the baby, that medicine is the active component, but you then take a lot of honey and, mix everything in the honey and make it sweet. And baby thinks that they are eating sweet, but through that honey, through that sweetness, they are eating the active component that will go and act. Prabhu. So Vyasa did like that. He took those active component and presented in a very easy, palatable way, so that we, conditioned living entity, can eat it.
Okay,
You
Prabhu.
understand, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, got it. Prabhu.
Yes. So it has component. The teaching are there. The pramana is asmriti, shruti, and nyaya. So acharya will give you the most bona fide, substance that you need. But in order for us to accept that, he will present that in a story format. He will, do in different format, so that we can get attracted. We are very attracted to Prahlad Maharaj pastime. Now, Prahlad Maharaj pastime is unalloyed devotion to Krishna, right?
Yeah.
So just to understand the concept that Kevalya Bhakti, unalloyed devotion to Supreme Personality of Godhead, will save you from all calamities. There is a story of Prahlad Maharaj. Are you following me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
But the essential learning is that Kevalya Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. So it's like that. So sometimes author will take the teaching from Asmriti, Shruti, or Nyaya and present in a way so that the audience can receive it.
So one last point, Prabhuji. So this Vedanta Sutra is also a person knowledge, right? It's written by, I mean, not compiled by.
No, it's not all Purusha. It's not. If it's compiled, then it's Purusha. But that compilation has some attributes that's coming through Apurusha source.
Got it. So Vedanta Sutra is Purusha. Okay.
Yeah, anything that is compiled by Purusha, written by, compiled, authored means it's coming from person, but it has knowledge that was imparted by Lord himself. Lord is not the ordinary living entity, right? So it's like that.
Prabhuji, one more on this relation.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Bhagavatam is a natural commentary on the
Of Srimad Vedanta Sutra.
Vedanta Sutra, right? So that is
Right.
the relation is also there. There is a
Yeah.
given to Vyasa Bhagavan itself, he has given his own
Yeah.
commentary on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Vedanta Sutra is expanded and given to us in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. See, you see how things are. There is some more. I can see that there are more questions coming now versus coming, because that's why ISOPANISAD I keep as the last. I know that there are some of the concept, and the more you go, when you start hearing about Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, it will be more. And this is very 18 verses only. But these verses and understanding of these verses will help us get more closer to Krishna. Upa Nistaha. Come close and sit with your firm faith. Yes. So I can see that you all are understanding the subject very nicely. Can I understand that? Is it a fair assumption? Eh?
Knowing the Lord
Anybody?
less, Prabhuji. Knowing the Lord is always less. So it's infinite. So we're trying.
Please speak out. I cannot hear. You said something.
No, I said knowing the Lord is always a less knowledge. That is how I'll take.
It will come over the time. I've said that verse, right? That 25% of the knowledge comes with time. Teachers and teacher only imparts 25%. 25% you learn from your colleagues. Okay. And 25% comes with time. So some of this, thing you hear here, you hear something from me, you hear again from Manohar Prabhu, from other devotees, Sadhusanga Prabhu, and Sadbhujanand Prabhu, other devotees, they are giving classes, they are hearing. And then over the time, these concepts will be more clear. Will be, it will bring some clarity. Plus you have to study also. So all of that goes simultaneously. Can we adjourn here now? So Bimala Mataji, you have the date for the exam now?
So yeah, Prabhuji, Shanta Mataji again sent you a message. So I am just waiting for the date.
Yes. So 8th June we have our Rath Yatra. We cannot do the exam on 8th June.
Yeah,
It
on
has to be
7th.
1st June or whatever June is before, if it's working for everybody, or it has to be after that. Because I have to start working for Rath Yatra. Rath Yatra is biggest
Yeah.
festival.
Yeah, that's what we planned on May 31st. But Shanta Mataji, are you here?
Yeah,
Yes,
if
Mataji.
there is
Those who
one person who cannot make on 31st and everybody else can make, then again you have to discuss with the person to see if we can still go and have the exam. So it depends, how much how you see the conflict. On first, if you have more conflict or 4 people cannot come versus 31st, 1 person cannot come, then you can decide how you want to do it.
Yes,
For
Prabhuji.
1 person we can have a separate exam. So
Yeah.
those are the things you have to keep in your mind to
Yes, Prabhuji.
make sure.
Yeah,
that-
then 31st is most of the devotees are okay with 31st, Prabhuji, except Shanta Mataji. So
Oh, Santa
I am
Mataji,
also
she
going
will be in
to.
Sadhu Sangha.
Yeah, I'm also going to Sadhu Sangha, Prabhuji. I'm also
Yeah,
going.
so see, 2 devotees are out in Sadhu Sangha.
So
otherwise, can we have June 14th too?
Yeah, whatever works, you all can work with devotees, post the dates that working with everybody. But before exam, it's very important that homeworks are submitted. Only those devotees who have submitted the homework can give the exam. Because last 2 modules, I'll be very soon giving you the certificate. As soon as the exams are done, this is going on. Many of you will be getting the certificate. So please make sure that homework are submitted before you even give the exam. That's how I'll do it. So that we can give you certificate right away.
Yeah. If June 14th no one have issues, then maybe we can.
So devotees, everyone okay on June 14th?
That works for me, Mataji.
Yeah, then that becomes your date.
Yes, Prabhuji. We will fix on June 14th. I will post in the
Yeah.
group also.
Yes. So June 14th should be the date for most of us then.
Yeah.
And before that, we can submit the homework.
Yeah.
I think by that, June 14th, this ISOPANISAD would be almost done half, I can see. So many classes will be done by then. So it's good. 1, 2, 3, 4 more classes. Yeah. So we'll starting 5th or 6th or so, ISOPANISAD would be also getting done. And then after that, anybody who has done all the modules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, they will have to make the presentation to the group. So you also work on your presentation with your key learning. Maybe
Which
ISOPANISAD,
one? Which presentation, Prabhu?
the last presentation. After all the exams are done, devotee has to give a presentation, 20-30 minute presentation that should capture your essential learning. It can be from Bhagavad Gita, it can be from Nectar of Devotion or Nectar of Instruction, or from all 4 books. I like this part here, I like that part here. Whatever, it's free, totally up to you. Whatever you would like to share, you can share. Okay, we are good.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vanshkalpatarubhyasya kripa
Vasundabhya
sindhubhyeva
Patitanam
pattanam
Pavane
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavya
Vaishnavyo
Nanda Kodi Vaishnavya.
Dandot pranams to everyone.